Hi everyone, it's Sarah Swann. Welcome to Twerk It Thursday for the Crafty Maven Getaway channel. This week I am working with a sketch along with Victoria Marie. We are both working with the same sketch. So if you haven't checked hers out yet, go ahead and check hers out as well after you're done with mine. So we are using a sketch this week that is from Shamel Lane, who is a scrapbook designer. And I wanted to use this sketch because it gave me an immediate idea to use for this layout. So I'm actually going to be doing a double page spread, and you'll see that here in a second. So I'm doing this page about my husband who has run a few marathons. So I wanted to make sure that I documented that because that's a pretty big thing. So I wanted to use the diagonal elements on this sketch and use a little bit of this washi tape because I have the washi tape that I put down in the middle there, which is the gray, looks like a road. And I thought that went really well because, you know, they're always running on a road. So I wanted to use that for sure. And then I use this black washi tape as well that has numbers along the side. And that's just to kind of, you know, it's almost like a countdown. They're counting down the miles that they're running. So that is what was my immediate thought when using the sketch. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about my supplies here. So my background paper is from Echo Park, and it's from their Here and Now collection, and I have 2 pieces of that from my stash, so I'm going to use both of those for my backgrounds for my double page spread here. And I used the 2 washi tapes. I honestly do not know who those manufacturers are. I'm sorry. I've had them for a while. And I'm using these stickers. These are from Amy Tangerine, and they are called Daily, and they're kind of like they're a black, almost corrugated cardboard. That's kind of the texture that they have on them. So I'm going to use these and spell out Marathon Man, and that is going to be my title. And I cut the little notch off the Q there because I didn't have any more O's, so I just used a Q because I never use Q's ever. So I just cut off the little tail of the Q and made it an O. And I'm going to go ahead and put my title right there. That's not where it is on the sketch, but I kind of wanted it to go along with the washi tape there. And the picture that I'm using is a large picture. It's a 5x7, and that is a picture that was taken professionally while my husband was running a half marathon in San Antonio at the Alamo. And so he bought a couple of pictures there. And I wanted to back my picture with something. So I grabbed this crepe paper from my scraps bin. It's a piece of paper from Crepe Paper, and it's from one of their paper packs, like those really large paper packs you can buy. So I'm not sure what line that came from or anything, but I like the red and the blue stripe behind it, and I just think it adds a nice little quality there. And then I also added a piece from that same paper, which was the branding strip, and I went ahead and used it. It looks kind of a little bit like a map, so that's why I chose to kind of put that down there and highlight it. And then along the bottom, I have a little row of coupons. I don't know where I got those. They might have just been something random that I got somewhere and I kept them, but it has the red and the yellow, so I really liked the way that it ends up looking on here. And my ATG runs out, so pardon me while I change it real quick. And yeah, so I like the way that kind of grounds the picture there, and that's also going to be where I do my journaling as well. So I have that there. And I want to talk a little bit about the inspiration piece for this week. I showed it to you in the very beginning, and I'll show it to you again at the end so you can see it. But I did this layout honestly without even looking at the inspiration. I don't know what happened. I was just like, And then as I sat down to work on it, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even look at the inspiration piece. And I already had this layout in my head and was like ready to go. So when I looked at it, I decided what I was going to do was I was going to use the color of the picture and bring that in as my accent color. So the inspiration piece has blue on it, really pretty blue. So I'm going to use that in my layout, and I'm going to do like all of my accents are going to be in blue, which you'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened to my brain, but I completely just didn't even look at the inspiration piece while planning out this layout, and then realized last minute, I was like, oh crap, I didn't even look at it. Like, that's duh. So I still did use it. I still did pull inspiration from it because I wasn't sure what I was going to use as an accent color. I didn't want it just to be like, you know, yellow and red. So I'm going to bring in some blue, which is nice. Okay, so I got my thickers down, and I always reinforce my thickers if they're not foam, anything chipboard or anything like that, because they tend not to stick for the long term. So I just use my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive, and I reinforce those to make sure that they're going to stay for the long term. And I also added a red flare badge down there on the bottom left hand of my picture there. I'm not sure where that came from. I think I got it from somebody. I've had a couple people send me a couple little bags of flares recently, and so I think it came in that. So I'm not sure who the manufacturer is on that. I know it's older. So at this point, I'm just kind of trying to decide what I'm going to do because I know I need to embellish it a little bit more. I'm just not sure how much exactly I want to put on there. I'm going to go ahead and draw some lines for my journaling because I know that I want to, you know, get that down here. So I'm just going to draw a few lines and do my journaling right here. And I'm just talking about how I'm in awe of that he could actually run marathons. I am not a runner. I hate running. I've tried it and I hate it. So I can walk all day. Like, get me on a treadmill, I will sit there and I'll walk, you know, and I can walk fast and stuff, but running, like, no. But he had the discipline to sign up for a marathon and train for it, and he will go out for like 7-8 mile runs, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm envious of that. But he's run a few. He's run some 5Ks and some 10Ks, and then he's run a half marathon, and he's even run a full marathon before. I don't know if he'll do another full one or not. It was really, really intense, but he really enjoyed the half marathon that he did recently. So, okay, so I am using these blue stars. Those are from Freckled Fawn, and I'm going to use up some enamel dots here as well. I'm just kind of going to scatter them around a little bit, add little accents here and there. The enamel dots are from My Mind's Eye. And then I'm also going to use this geotag from Twine and Ink. It's like a puffy geotag. And stick it next to my picture there. So now I'm going to go ahead and work on my second page of the layout. And I have all of his race bibs here and even one of the medals that he got. But I'm trying to figure out, I think I wanted to do like a collage. But they're really big, and I really didn't want to cut them down at all because, you know, they have all the information on them, and that's exactly what he wore when he ran. So I really just didn't want to, you know, cut them down or anything like that. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And then I decide I'm going to use a piece of vellum, an 8.5 by 11 piece of vellum, and I'm going to make a pocket. So they'll sit in the pocket. And then that way, you know, in the future, if we want to take them out and look at them, we can do that. And they're not all cut up and things like that. So that's what I'm going to do. But first, I want to mimic these lines here on my second page, and I want to line them up so it almost looks like a chevron type pattern when you put them together. So I'm kind of lining them up just to make sure they're going to be, you know, roughly in the same spot. So I'm going to do these washi tape lines again onto the second half of my layout here. I gotta get it straight. And I'm gonna do one along the bottom as well. I'm not gonna line up the one on the bottom because, you know, they're not gonna be right next to each other, so. Just gonna go ahead and do these here. And then I will take my piece of vellum, and it's a full 8.5 by 11 sheet of vellum that I had, and it's kind of a blue color. And I'm going to take it over to my sewing machine, and I'm going to sew along both sides and the bottom, and I'm going to leave the top open so that I can slide them in and it becomes a pocket. So I've already sewn them, so I'm going to go ahead and pull all the strings through the back and then secure them with washi tape so they don't come out. And then I can easily slide in my husband's race bibs there. And then I had just a couple little goodies that he got. He got like a sticker for his car and a beer ticket and one of his wristbands and stuff like that. So that's just all the stuff he saved from his racing. So I used up some more enamel dots here. I'm going to end up using that entire package, which is awesome. I'm really trying to work through my enamel dots here because I want to try to experiment making my own, but I want to work through what I have first before I start, you know, making thousands of them. Okay, so I am now using these stickers again, and I'm going to spell out the words race bibs and just kind of put it along the bottom of this here so that anyone looking through my album will know exactly what those are. And again, I am reinforcing them with my quick dry adhesive, and that is in a fine line bottle, which I purchased at Hobby Lobby, and it has a very, very needle thin applicator. So what you do is, I got mine at Hobby Lobby in the section where they have like all the model planes and model cars and things. It's with the tools there, and you buy it empty, and then you can put whatever liquid adhesive you want to in there. I have one with Scotch Quick Dry adhesive, which is that one. I also have one with glossy accents in it, and it works great. So I get a lot of questions on my channel about that, but that's where I got it. You can also buy them on Amazon. But the manufacturer is called Fine Line Bottles. So, and I used up the rest of my enamel dots there and added a geotag and another star right there. And that is going to complete my 2-page spread based on Chamel's sketch there that Victoria and I worked with this week. So I have a whole bunch of close-ups coming up here for you, so make sure you check them out. And I will have the sketch and the inspiration piece again at the end. And make sure you go check out Victoria's layout as well. It should be posted today along with mine. So thank you guys for joining me today on the Crafty Mavens, and if you guys want to check out my own personal channel, if you haven't yet, I will have a link in the description below so you can check me out over there. I'd love for you to join me. All right, have a great scrappy week, guys, and I will see you again soon. Bye.